Starting next month, every Oklahoma City police officer will be wearing a body cam. This has been an ongoing conversation. It is soon to be fully implemented come February. And here with us this morning to talk about their effectiveness and their future use is Captain Ryan Boxwell. Good morning, Captain. Can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for being here. This is a story we have covered for some time now. I know it's a discussion your department, the Fraternal Order of Police, have been having. Why did you decide it was the right move for Oklahoma City?
Law enforcement in general across the nation has identified the need for body cameras in the past 10, 15 years to include dash-mounted cams. So, to improve transparency across the board for law enforcement, it's something we definitely need to do and get on board with.
And Captain, why hadn't this been fully implemented until now?
There are logistical issues, of course, financial issues we had to overcome, which we have. 2 years ago, we started out with 100 cameras in January, serving 288 officers, and now 2 years later, starting next month, we will outfit every uniformed police officer.
And let's say I'm a police officer and I've been outfitted with one of these body cams. Take me through a scenario. So I'm called to a scene. What happens next in terms of putting those body cameras into play?
The camera will always be on the officer's chest. The officer will obviously abide by procedure of when he or she needs to activate that camera. So for example, say the officer was on a priority 1 disturbance, he would need to turn the camera on before he got out of the car and then carry on as usual as he would have. When the incident's over, he press the button on the camera and stop the recording.
Are there any situations in which those body cameras cannot be used?
Cannot be used. There are some situations as long as procedure doesn't require that the camera be used. So there's 10 instances when an officer has to record, but if the officer chooses to record a video outside those 10 instances, there are 11 instances where you cannot record. So let's just say the officer decides to record a voluntary contact, but a victim of domestic violence is there, then you would not want to record that instance.
All right, that makes sense. And body cameras, they were pulled off of officers back in the summer of 2016 after a judge ruled the FOP was right in its opposition to how that footage was viewed by supervisors. So a big part of this discussion and implementation is who can have access to that body camera video. And what's that answer? Who can watch it?
Who can watch it within the department or as far as open records requests?
Across the board, who has access to that body camera footage once it's recorded?
Yeah, any citizen can apply for an open records request through the Records Bureau. There is some state law that controls how the department itself can restrict the video, depending if it's a criminal investigation or if it's an internal investigation. We need to protect the identities of people in the video. As far as the department itself, there's supervisors and above can watch the video if they have a need to watch it, and obviously the officer that recorded it.
What is the most memorable case in your mind, Captain, where these body cameras proved to be advantageous for the Oklahoma City Police Department?
To pick out one case would be really hard to do, especially with the job that I have on the technical side, but all I can tell you is I cannot find an instance since we've had cameras in the past 2.5 years where it wasn't advantageous. It's always advantageous to some party in the recording, whether it's the department or the citizen making a complaint, to have that third independent witness there documenting what's happening.
And going off that question and your answer there, anytime you introduce new technology or programs or protocol into the workplace, there are almost always going to be some sort of growing pains there. What has given you the most issue with these body cameras?
I wouldn't say there are issues. I mean, we've had challenges, obviously some technical challenges with battery life, getting, sometimes a camera will fall off an officer if he or she's involved in a force incident, any kind of trouble like that. But one of the challenges that we have to overcome as a department, I think we've done really well, is showing the citizens the limitations of that camera. The camera only catches one angle. It doesn't capture what the officer smells, feels, sees, tunnel vision, things like that. So it's not just the technical side of challenges, but also just getting officers used to pressing that button and having that constant monitoring them at job.
Yeah, the body cameras don't fully give you the full spectrum of what an officer goes through at those scenes. What have you heard from the officers who are wearing them?
Oh, they're very positive. Even the ones that weren't positive in the beginning, once they've worn them for a while and seen how beneficial it can be towards their investigations or even criminal cases. You got to look outside of a camera just capturing what an officer does wrong, but the camera capturing criminal evidence for the district attorneys to use later on. So very rarely do I, if anybody's negative about it, it's changed around pretty quickly.
All right, and Captain, last question to you. Is there a specific date come February when these cameras are to be fully implemented?
Our last class is set for, it'll end at midnight on February the 15th. So our current plan is that all the officers on the streets will be wearing cameras immediately following. So definitely the 16th.
All right, February 16th. Captain Ryan Boxwell, thank you so much for your time, and we always appreciate your perspective.